check out this weird thing. So I'm going to play for you a loading ready run Crapshot. There's a reason for it. I say I'm going to play for you. We are going to play for you a recent loading ready run Crapshot, and then I have a story to tell about it that came into the challenges.
Hey, see that guy over there? Came at me once with his keys in his fist. I called the cops.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been harassing me for months.
Hey, I can hear you.
And he's guilty too. You can hear it in his voice when I'm talking about him.
What's he saying about me? I mean, you can hear what he's saying.
I got 2 gold Krugerrands up in the ceiling of my garage. At least they were until they were stolen. There was a trail of insulation, a piece here, a piece there, a piece right out of that guy's truck.
This guy's an idiot. Don't listen to him.
I says to the cops that they're probably using thermal imaging to find out where my gold is, but the rookie cop just turns her back. But her partner says that these thermal imaging devices are getting mighty cheap these days.
I didn't steal your Krugerrands, you weirdo.
The police know this man. They have files on him. I got more gold up in my attic.
Why would you tell me that?
I can't get through to you, can I? I just deliver papers.
At 10 in the morning, which
course
is
I gotta
far
do
too
that.
late
No,
for me to
I
find out
actually
when the
need to
gold
deliver
prices
that
are.
I got
In
6
New York,
paper
it's
routes. I got
already
1,000
5 p.m.
Hi folks, I'm Graham Stark, and this is a real thing that happened to me. This so completely mirrors the real life scenario that now, as then, I have no exit strategy.
So, the challenge reads, hey everyone, my wife is a professor at a university in Arizona. She likes to show loading ready run videos in class as a means to structure lessons. Love that for you and for us. That's amazing. Recently, she used the Crapshot local nonsense as a means to discuss genre. She had the students recreate this scene in different genres, such as sci-fi, true crime, etc. If there's any way that I can see these, I would love to. She would like to know if you'll tell the full story behind this Crapshot. So here's the thing.
The whole story is Paul's bit.
You saw it. Like, that's not a joke. Like, I'm walking home, and this guy, the only detail that was left out there is that the guy, who didn't look nearly quite as unusual as Ian's costume there, he was not wearing a high-vis vest or having long hair or whatever, but he did have dogs. He had 2 dogs with him. He just walks up to me and is like, hey, you see that guy? And just, like, starts in. And, like, we had seen each other in the neighborhood 2 or 3 times and just been sort of like, huh? You know, as you greet neighbors, right? And through this whole conversation, the dogs, they're both beagles. Dogs are great. These are not smart dogs. Because they were, I'm not saying the breed is, I'm saying these ones. Because we're like on a section of road that doesn't have a very good sidewalk, and one of the dogs especially was just like, oh, I like traffic. And like on leashes, and I kept being like, and sort of pointing, and then he'd be like, oh, and like get the dog to come back over, and then the dog would like wander out again. The dogs are fine. But it was just like, okay. And then, so yeah, the guy came up to me and was like, hey, you see that guy? And there was a dude delivering papers in a van, and he delivers papers in the area, and he's like, that guy, he came at me with his keys in his hand, and I called the cops. And then the other guy's like, what's that guy saying about me? And like, but only from like as far away as I am from Ian, being like, what's that guy saying about me? And I literally, in real life, said, you can hear him. Because I was just like, I don't know, I don't want to get between, clearly there's a history here, but like, that whole thing about like, I keep gold in the attic of my garage, and then it was gone, and I found there was a trail of the ceiling insulation, and it led to his van, and I said that I think the criminals are using thermal imaging, and the one cop was like, nah, and the other cop was like, well, they're easier to find these days. All of that's just what this guy said. Yes, he used the word Krugerrands. The only person I've ever heard in my life use the word Krugerrands is Johnny, who immediately knew I was going to say that.
Gold Krugerrands in my dad's apartment after he passed away.
Yeah, I was baffled to hear that word. So I get home and I'm like, hey Kathleen, funny thing just happened. And I just dispense that whole story. And she's like, write this down. This is you need to get Ian and Beach to just say this in a Crapshot. And I was like, sounds great. How do I end it? And I'm like, well, because in real life, I just sort of because he was between me and where I was trying to go, and just sort of through the conversation, especially when the other guy came up from the other side of me, and I was like, I just sort of slowly over the course of the conversation was like, just kind of did one of these and orbited around, and then eventually was like, yeah, gotta go. Have a good day, and just left. And I was like, okie dokie. It was a very, very strange interaction. So, yeah, there you go. That's the story. It's basically everything that happened in real life was in that video. Thank you. I've been doing too much talking this week.
Yeah, the whole mouthful of wasabi probably didn't help.
That probably didn't help. Also, I'm not looking for recordings of your class. It's probably the reasons that you can't show or share that. But if there's any way I could see anything of what your class did with that, I would love to.